This man believes that if a woman knowingly makes a false accusation of rape proven beyond doubt, she should face the same prison sentence the man would have faced if found guilty.
But I think that if anybody makes a false accusation about anything, let's use a woman making she knows it's a false accusation of rape against a man, and she's caught, and it's proven she did that beyond a reasonable doubt, she should serve whatever prison sentence that man would have served if her accusation had been believed.
And why is it so hard for things like that to get passed? Like, shouldn't that be cut and dry?
Well, because most of the people making the false accusations tend to be women making those kinds of false accusations. Mm-hmm. And women are treated, as in life generally, with softer gloves than men are treated. They get shorter prison sentences. They get more favorable treatment in court. They're less likely to get convicted in the first place on essentially identical facts. Society just treats women differently than men, especially when they're going to be put to some kind of duress.
Yeah.
Should the penalty for a proven false accusation match the crime itself?
Are you stupid?
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and this is probably going to be a relatively short episode because why the fuck are we still asking this? Perjury is a crime. Giving a false statement is a crime. Why the fuck is making a false rape allegation not a crime? The fact that we live in America and Donald Trump ain't got around to that shit is beyond me, right? So a whole bunch of manginas there in America that for some odd reason they like to protect women more than they like to make them take accountability. Now, the logical response to this shit is yes. Any woman that makes a false accusation of rape needs to face whatever time he would have if he had actually committed the crime. So if the sentence, I don't know what the minimum, because I'm not a rapist, but if the minimum sentence or maximum is 12 years or however long it is, if he get found out beyond a reasonable doubt she made the shit up, then she need to go to jail for that time. I don't give a fuck that you're a woman. And since we live in a democracy, a republic predicated off democracy, and women want to be treated as equals, that's equal, bro. If I lie under oath or I lie making false statements against somebody, they gonna give me time. They don't give a fuck that I'm a man. So it should be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, like, it should be a crime to be an unscrupulous, unintegral, immoral, unethical person. Like, anybody that would lie and make some shit up need to go to jail. I hate liars. Like, for whatever it is about. You know what I'm saying? If you a dude and you lie about how many chicks you bang, that shit's frowned down in the community and around the world. If you a dude that ain't got no money, but you fraud like you big shit, you Mr. Big Shot, that's frowned down around the world. Nobody respects that. People that lie under oath to other people about business dealings, they're scumbags. There's no way around that shit. And I've never met a person that said, "Oh, I like liars." It's not an admirable quality. So it should be a crime. Not only that, it should be a crime not just because you lied, right? Because one could argue, well, they just lied, right? What about if people lie and it don't cause no harm? Well, that's not what I'm speaking on. If you lie and try to put a man in direct harm's way, like getting sentenced to prison, you are a fucking bad person. You need to go to jail, right? And maybe you'll learn your lesson because for some reason, that's the language that some people only understand. They can't understand not to do the shit before they even did it. The fact that you actually went through with the bullshit, you need to learn a lesson. You know what I'm saying? So like when I was growing up, my mom told us not to touch a hot iron. My little brother one day wanted to touch the iron. He burned his hand. My mom didn't even kiss it. I'm not going to kiss it. I ain't getting no ice for it. You going to deal with it. If you want some ice, go get some ice. If you want some, you going to treat it, get one of your siblings to do it because I told you not to do it. Right? And he just had to learn from that because she did tell him and he still went on and did it. It's the same thing with lying. Like nobody goes out and tells women, don't make up false rape charges against men, right? But there's something that goes without saying. It shouldn't have to tell you that. It doesn't matter if you're a scorned woman. It doesn't matter he hurt you. It don't matter he left you. It doesn't matter he cheated on you. Lying to get somebody incarcerated is not good. ever. That's why snitching is frowned down upon. If we sell a brick together and you tell the police on me, right, to get your time reduced, you're a fucking scumbag. That's not cool. Nobody ever said they like liars. So the fact that like women want to be equal and there's not laws on the books about it, I got a problem with that. I think we need to go visit that. I wish I had a direct line, or at least somebody to go between that knew Donald Trump, because I would propose that, and he probably fucking passed that shit. That, and probably eliminate like giving half your shit up in a divorce, all types of shit. It might be because he's old. He's the end of the road. His first wife died, and it's not really high priority right now. He got a few years. His mind is somewhere else. However, if I had a direct line or a go-between to him, I would propose that, because at this point, that's where we're at. We're at a point where we need to stop like operating off it like this is the 1900s. Like women still wash clothes on a clothesline and in a river, and like, come on, like, bitches don't even cook cornbread from scratch. We're far beyond that. We're even past the jiffy stages, right? So that being said, women aren't cooking, they're not cleaning, they're not minding their manners, they're not being respectful women. All of them, or at least a plethora of them, want to be prostitutes. They just want to use men for their resources because they too fucking lazy to generate it. However, they want to tout being boss bitches. Nah, fuck that, son. We need accountability. And if a man does something, he has to be accountable for it, especially if it's unscrupulous and scumbag behavior. So I think we should do the same thing with women. Now, I've never had a woman place a grape charge on me, because I just know I got the art of talking to women. I don't lead them on. I don't mislead them. I don't hit them. I don't do them wrong. I don't even cheat, right? I have cheated, right, when I was a younger man. I don't cheat, though. I've been way past that stage of life. I just don't do women dirty. I let them know if I'm talking to other women, so nobody's in the dark. I'm not cheating on you. I'm not philandering. I don't sleep with your homegirl. I never slept with another I've never slept with a chick's sister or somebody close to them, they mama, some shit like that. So they don't hate me. However, I'm not saying if a dude does do that, he deserves that. He still don't. If a man bang your mama, or sleep with your cousin, or fuck your homegirl, you still shouldn't tell the authorities that he did something he ain't do. Right is right, right don't wrong nobody. I wouldn't put my worst enemy. I wouldn't lie on my worst enemy. I wouldn't make no shit up. He held me at gunpoint. Why I'm gonna make up some shit, bro? I wouldn't even tell on my enemy if he did do some shit to me, let alone throw some dirt on him to make him get incarcerated. Like, I'm not doing that. On a side note, my worst enemy, I'm handling business myself. That's on the side. That's the chief reason I'm not telling the police. But even if I wasn't built like that, like, I still am not going to tell some shit that didn't happen. One, I'm not a liar, and that goes with integrity. Most people in America nowadays, I don't know if it's because of inflation, the cost of living, a bunch of poor, desperate motherfuckers is willing to get scattered on over in Dubai. I don't know what it is, but it's a lot of people that don't have integrity, meaning I don't lie. Under no circumstances am I going to lie. With the exception of law enforcement, if it's going to incarcerate somebody I love or myself. There's always exceptions to that rule, right? But it's for a noble cause. But yeah, I don't lie. Generally speaking, I don't lie. So if a chick break up with me, I'm not going to throw some shit on her that she didn't do. I ain't going to say she destroyed my property, broke in my house, keyed my car, and she didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the same thing equally should be respected. It should be respected. Just because he slept with your friend or he stole some money out your account, right? There's other measures and things that you can do to, like, quote unquote, get back. Calling the authorities, making some shit up, writing a statement up, going to court, testifying against some imaginary scenario. Yeah, I'm never gonna be down with that, right? Because now we're dealing with something we're dealing with delusion, and we're dealing with people's feelings. And fuck your feelings, right? Just because you feel a certain way, you shouldn't get nobody locked up because of it, unless they kill somebody that your loved ones. But that's another issue. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.